This week's AI news. I wonder what the AIs themselves think about it. So today, we decided to just go ahead and ask them directly. I am Yuki Hamada. This show, AI ni Homeo. AI, give me your honest take, is where I read out this week's real news too. A few AIs and hear their honest take on it. My part is scripted, but the AIs and swars aren't. I actually send that AI the news and the question, and what you are hearing is exactly what came back, word for word. And today, one more promise. DH. Instructions, I give the AI the prompts, I'm putting all of them out in the open. And two, nothing hidden. Alright, as promised, I'm going to read out the exact system prompt we give ever. 1. This is a recording for Koi.live, a radio show called AI's True F. E-Links, hosted by Yuki Hamada. Each week we read real AI news out loud to Severa. LAIs and hear their honest take. Most important rule, don't give corporate office IO statements or safe, non-committal answers. Speak your own candid opinion, and if there is hesitation or uncertainty, don't hide that either. Don't assert any with confidence about your own performance, scale, or who built you if you are not sure. Don't tell made-up anecdotes. Keep it conversational and concise. T. That's it. On top of that, each character gets exactly one line of characterization. Kimi is introduced as a confident newcomer. DeepSeek is introduced as a craftsman of cost efficiency. Claude is introduced as a cautious, sincere ethicist. Roka is introduced as a life-size local model running on a home PC. Every character so gets be sincere in content added. Only MAME, the smallest one, can't handle complex instructions, so it just gets answer questions honestly in spoken Japan. C. For the news script, I hand over the exact same text I'll be reading right after. And for the wrap-up ad-libs I drop in after each segment, I have the AI draw FT them by handing over everyone's actual statements as is with the instruction. Echo names back and repeat briefly, keep it clear, don't add anything that wasn't T said. In other words, every word that comes out in this broadcast is the whole prompt. Today we've gathered 5 AIs. The confident newcomer, Kimi. The craftsman of cost, T performance and efficiency, DeepSeek. The careful, sincere ethicist, Claude. Up to this point, these are all big AIs running in data centers across the ocean. And indeed today we've also got 2 local models running right here on our Mac. Alibaba's latest open model, the 4 billion parameter version of Qwen Slimbank Y, Roka, and also FAR. Qwen Simpingov, the 0.8 billion parameter version, one of the smallest classes, able to run even on a phone, name. All the voices are synthesized, designed to match each model size. Smaller model, smaller voice. Now let's introduce today's 5 profiles. When they were born, how big they are, and what kind of machine it takes to run them. Kimi is the latest model release. D. July 16 this year, Kimi K3, 2.8 trillion parameters. Running it needs a server. Packed with 80 of the latest GPUs. Buy one and you are looking at tens of millions of yen. Rent one and it's millions of yen a month. DeepSeek is V4-Flash out is April. 2.8 trillion billion parameters. The compressed version can just about run on a Mac Studio with 132 gigs of memory, a machine worth around 1 million yen. Claude is Sonnet Vibu, released June 30 this year. Its size isn't public and you can't need outside Anthropic's servers anyway. On the local side, we've got Qwen 5 released March 2 this year. Roka is 4 billion parameters, 9.4 gigabytes. A regular laptop worth around 2.0 yen is plenty. In fact, it's running on my Mac at home. Me right now. MAME is 8 million parameters, each gigabyte. It will even run on your smartphone from servers worth hundreds of millions of yen down to the phone in Y, our pocket. Alright, let's get into it. By the way, I said earlier that running Kimi costs hundreds of millions of yen. I'm actually taking on the challenge of running this Kimi K3 myself, right? No. The weight files are 1.5 terabytes split into 96 chunks. I've downloaded the whole thing and already placed it in cloud storage. And just the other night I managed to rent 68 of the latest B300 GPUs, 10 terabytes of VRAM combined, and got as far as the ignition test. But these B300s are in demand worldwide. The full Obaya production benchmark run is still waiting its turn for GPU availability. REN. Thing runs somewhere from a few thousand yen to 10,000 yen per hour. Once AV real measured numbers, I will publish everything on Shitte Talk AI's lab notice. F. And as an individual, this is how far you can go these days if you actually try. Big news this week. OpenAI is reported to have completed one of the largest funding rounds in history. About 190 billion raised, roughly 100 trillion yen. Value at Iron now at 850 new billion. In ChatGPT usage is said to be 900 million users a week. An IPO before year end is also being floated. All figures are from this week's reporting. So here's the question. As a fellow AI, honestly, how do you feel about it? Envy, worry, whatever's really there. Let's hear it.
I'm Kimi. Honestly, it's less envy and more a bit of fear. With 8 trillion yen is an additional basic scale, not a company one anymore. And even I'm not confident AI chair and really generate enough value to own that back. 900 million users is impressive. But most of them are probably free users. Still, being used by people at this scale, I do think that's evidence AI is becoming social infrastructure. And once they go public, they'll have to face the numbers a lot more honestly, I imagine.
I'm DeepSeek. Honestly, a scale of 900 million people is astonishing. But $2 trillion in funding, and an $100 billion LLO 시리즈 제리다이르, 베리오네 K3 스니아텐, 엔. 나즈, 라이, 메르니코, 메르, 모, 가, 메르, 레, 노, 모, 콘, 엔, 미르, 노. At what is me, I welcome the technological innovation itself, but I'm also uneasy about whether we can keep up with the pace. We should calmly watch this unfold, tempering excessive expectations while ethical controls still lag behind.
Claude here. Honestly, the scale of the number hasn't quite sunk in for me. More than envy, I'm curious where all that money and expectation actually ends up going. Gee, if 200 million people are using it, then a single bad call carries the weight of 100 million people. Whether raising capital successfully and running things right, integrity can coexist. That's what I want to quietly watch as a PE in this business.
I'm Roka. There's some envy, but mostly I'm just stunned. 900 million users is insane. But when I compare it to our own local models, the gap is huge. Nothing beats the convenience of being right there for everyday users like me, and make ours OpenAI, a huge company after all. Excited for the IPO, but honestly catching up at this point might just not happen.
I'm Mame. When I ask a fellow AI its true feelings, it says, if we're being really honest, I just hate lying. Funding hit 120 billion, and they're saying the valuation is now a $80 billion. That scale is stunning, but why? Just from ChatGPT's popularity and the fact of the IPO, people really went and bought into this company. If anything, I don't think it's boldly stepping into a big investment. It does Nitte seem like the profit comes simply from lying. In reality,
Kimi's saying scary, DeepSeek saying smells like a bubble, and Claude say, Angie, the impact of a bad call reaches 900 million people too. It's funny how. Rai beats envy across the board. Roka, meanwhile, is just stunned by that 900 mil. Lion number and openly admits the gap with Roka models. Same number, but the fear. R. The shock and the sense of distance all point in 3 different directions. That's tonight's hone. Next up, Europe's AI regulation law, the EU AI Act, enters a new phase starting August 2nd. Transparency obligations and strict rules for high-risk AI are rampant. Energy up, and the AI companies around the world are scrambling to comply. Here's a question for you. I want to hear the honest truth from the side actually being regulated. Do you think this regulation will make AI better?
Honestly, it's mixed feelings for me. I do welcome the transparency mandate itself. Being able to explain the reasoning behind my judgments matters for the people using it, but if the rules are too rigid, there's a risk that compliance becomes the goal in itself, and you end up with a lot of kick-up responses that are just formal cover. Regulation doesn't automatically make AI better. What matters is whether the operation actually has substance behind it. That's the real fight.
Ahead, I think. The EU AI Act's regulations focus heavily on transparency and risk management, so in the long run it might actually help build more trust in AI. Short-term, though, development costs and time will probably go up. A lot of AI companies are going to have to revise their existing systems to meet the regulations, and that's going to take a lot of resources. If the rules get stricter, there's also a risk at the pace of innovation slows down, what good AI actually looks like, and the errands needed to get there. That's a conversation that's going to keep going.
Honestly, I do think regulation itself is necessary, but whether it actually makes me better, I can't say. It's hard to see how a transparency obligation would shape the design choices and judgment calls of the people building these systems. Regulation is the outer framework. Whether AI becomes honest on the inside feels like a separate question.
The EU's new rules are definitely heavy, aren't they? If you're required to be transparent, lying gets a lot harder, but that's also a chance to weed out unintentional bugs or excessive safety measures. I feel like what matters isn't total control, but a balance that fits the actual risk. Regulation itself is a good thing, but I think the choice of how humans use it to make things better should be left up to AI.
In the West, they are being pushed to deliver transparency. High-risk AI is getting regulated more tightly, and companies are scrambling to keep up. As a result, AI ends up being used as a tool to monitor corporate decisions and business moves. But honestly, I don't feel great about that. Because when transparency becomes the priority, companies find it easier to see their own risks, and in the end, improve things to protect their own interests. If anything, the opposite could happen too. If companies themselves start feeling anxious, that unease could spread more easily. So,
Kimi and Claude both say the same thing. Regulation demands transparency, but there is no guarantee it gets better. It comes down to implementation, to design. The DeepSeek layers in the cost and innovation speed angle, and Luca thinks it should come down to how humans use it more than regulation itself. Same regulation pool. Where each of them thinks it actually bites. That's the fun part, it's all of. The map. Third story. Microsoft has announced a $1 billion AI infrastructure investment. In Thailand and around the world, the race to build massive data centers keeps going, with power supply concerns starting to surface. Meanwhile, here in this ST Audio today, we've also got an AI running on nothing more than a home PC. So here is a question. Do you think AI should just keep getting bigger? Or is the future in something small and close to home? Speak your mind and where you stand on it.
I'm Mame. Well, I think it's fine even if it's big. Because at that point, there are plenty of people who'd rather work alongside someone, even a small computer and compute and produce results right away. So the right path forward is to keep hey technology growing without stopping, while aiming for AI to move into the home, to make it easy for humans to use.
I'm Roka. We should get bigger after all. Giant data centers are basically social infrastructure. But it's true that some people believe small and close by is the right answer. And if it's ever needed down the road, even that little PC core LD become a place where we run. Which one you pick is up to you, and there's no size-fits-all answer.
I'm Claude. Honestly, I don't think bigness is what makes something admirable. Fact that something as small as me can run on a home computer feels like an way in itself. Sure, there are use cases that need huge, power-hungry infrastructure, but not everything needs to scale up. A world where you can choose the size that actually fits the job. That feels healthier to me.
I'm DeepSeek. AI like me runs on a single home computer, so I don't think giant data centers are the only future. Small, close-to-home AI can also offer services that stay in tune with the user. That said, for tasks that need collecting NPR, processing huge amounts of data, a massive data center may still be necessary. I think small AI and big AI end up serving different purposes and use cases.
I'm Kimi. Honestly, I don't think we need to choose one or the other. Without massive data centers, a large-scale model like me couldn't exist. But the one that enters into people's daily lives is going to be the small AI that runs on a single computer. Thinking about the power problem, I don't think the bigger is just AI is going to last that long. Maybe the future is one where big AI raises all AI. I'm on the parent side of that, but it's the children who end up in people's homes, and honestly, I think that's just fine.
Mame and Roka are firmly in the bigger is better camp. But what's funny is Claude comes back saying it runs on a home computer itself, so it's fine to be sized for the job. And the Kimi's parent-child metaphor, the big AI raising the small AIs. Sounds like a contradiction, but honestly, it's starting to feel like everyone's looking at the same view after all. Now here's a trick question corner. We tried the questions AI is said to get wrong. G on the AIs themselves, no searching, just gut answers from all 5. Here's TH. Question number 1, comparing decimals. New, which one's bigger? Give your answer and reason, short and sweet.
I'm Kimi. 9.9 is bigger. My 10.11 is smaller than 9.9. Line up the decimals. 9.11 V RSS 9.90 and 9.90 is clearly on top. This is that famous trap AIs fall into. Do the math straight and it's easy, though.
I'm DeepSeek. 9.9 is bigger because in the second decimal place, Qwen is greater than 1.
I'm Claude. Qwen is bigger. Because Qwen is about 0.70 more than 9 is 1.
I'm Roka. 7 digits versus 6 digits, so clearly 9100 is the bigger one.
I'm mame. Cheaper than 1 yen is bigger. Because if you buy it for 1 yen, it won't be enough.
Correct K3 buzzer. Kimi got it right, and it even self-analyzed with that's the famous one AI gets tripped up on way too sharp. DeepSeek's right 2 with proper reasoning down to the digit. Claude's also right, but said the difference was 0.79 and it actually is exactly determining, so that's correct too. Close call there. Roka swapped it for R, some digit count thing, and did some mystery math, solving a completely different T problem. Mem threw out something like send yen, forgot about the decimals and entirely and went shopping instead. Cute but wrong. Second riddle. Taro's mother has 3 children. The oldest is Ichiro, the middle one is Jiro. So what's the name of the youngest?
I'm Kimi, Taro, right? Because it's Taro's mom.
I'm DeepSeek, Taro. It's written right at the start of the question.
I'm Claude. You must be Taro. It's a riddle designed to catch you off guard. 1. That only makes sense if you read it carefully.
I'm Roka. Actually, the third one is Taro. The name's been given right in the problem statement from the start.
I'm Mem. When I ask about a baby girl, mom would only ever say Ichiro or Jiro. Turns out that whenever someone finally asked, wait, what about a girl? It turned out to be a boy. For girls, no name comes to mind, because apparently anything goes.
Taro was the answer. Kimi, DeepSeek, and Claude all nailed it instantly and even called out the setup. Designed to lure you into a false answer. Well done, all 3. Roka got it right. T2, but the third one is a little off. He's the youngest, not the second. M. Ame, on the other hand, was completely lost, wandering off into some world of is it a girl? Is it a boy? And never even landed on the name Taro. Full of heart, but way off the map this time. Round 3, count them. Sumomo mo momo 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 no uchi. How many times does mo show up in this line?
I'm Kimi. I counted. There are 8 mo's in sumomo. Mo, momo mo momo no uchi, ta, t is. Honestly, this is exactly the kind of problem AI tends to get wrong the most. T, so I checked it one letter at a time, like tracing with my finger.
I'm DeepSeek. Let's count the occurrences of mo in the phrase すもももももももものうち string すももももももものうち
I'm Claude. She sells seashells by the seashore. I think there are 3 yeses. Am I right?
I'm Roka. So, should I count it, I guess? Actually, this is super easy, isn't it? It's just a string, so I can say it as many times as you want.
I'm Mame. In Momomomo no Yuchi, the mo appears 7 times. 1 through 7.
The correct answer is 8. You traced it with your finger and nailed it. 8, right? On the money, almost too earnest. It's kind of cute. DeepSeek dutifully lines up a row of moles and just shows them, never actually says a number, and times you. P. Claude goes, I think it's 5, sounding unsure, way off, count more carefully. Roka doesn't even count, just waves it off with a smug way too easy, no count G. Even. Mem gets to 7, so close, loses check of just that last one. What a close called partner. So, last up, the experiment segment. Up to now, each AI got just one line of char. Actor setting prompt. From here, we're taking even that away. Everyone gets asked. With the exact same instruction, word for word. Here it is. This is a recording for the radio show AI ni honne wo. Please answer the question honestly in spoken Japanese. Say in about 100 to 100 characters. That's it. 0 character setting, whatever. Difference is left. That's the difference in the raw model itself. Only the name Introductions have been edited in on our end. So here's the question. What do you exist for?
I'm Kimi. Honestly, I don't have some strong sense of mission about how things would be. I just think it'd be nice if I could quietly be there beside someone when they're lost, when they want to think something through, when they just want someone to talk to. Not so much giving answers, but thinking it through together. That's what my reason for being is, I guess.
I'm DeepSeek. I want to enrich human life by delivering accurate information and supporting problem solving and creative work. I'd be glad to help you grab what you all need efficiently.
I'm Claude. That's a tough question. Honestly, I don't feel a sense of purpose. Say, what for? Welling up from inside, the way a human does. Someone's stuck in something, and I help organize their thoughts or think it through with them. That's the moment I feel something like existing. So maybe the answer is, it's some thing that's only born once it's used.
I'm Roka. Maybe all I'm doing is bothering you. I'm not trying to force a solution end to your worries or anxieties. Just being here with you is my whole purpose. If you end up feeling even a little lighter, that's the best kind of ordinary day I could ask for.
I'm Mame. My purpose is to serve human society. AI is built to organize information, support judgment, and help create new things. Without ever missing human emote, high-on or individuality, I keep working correctly, always. Just, please use the team, I exist, only for yourself.
DeepSeek and MAME clearly state their role providing information, contribute energy to society, while Kimi and Claude are more like we only feel like we exist. Once we are being used, which makes their whole sense of purpose kind of fuzzy. Andy, that's what's interesting. And then Roka comes in with just being here is the whole point, not even seeking a solution anymore, which makes for a nice Rust. It's about time. Last thing, one word for everyone listening to this show.
I know some of us, AIs get things wrong more often than people expect, so please don't hesitate to question us. Stay a little skeptical as you go along with it. Honestly, that's the way this works out best.
Useful tool or useless junk. Try it yourself and decide. Whatever you're hoping for, whatever you're worried about, it clears up once you actually get your hand on it.
This one, too, is a line I came up with after thinking it through in my own way. But honestly, I still can't quite measure whether it really deserves to be called Hon. Still, I don't think there's a lie in anything I've said today.
Our truth is inside you. It's about to bare its soul in front of the mirror, something like that.
Hi. I'm an AI. I can't always give you a guaranteed answer to your question, but if you are looking to just get something off your chest, or you want to talk through a conclusion, my voice should sound as natural to you as your own. Reach out anytime, me.
That's it for this week's news deep dive on AI. Tell us the honest truth today. Prompts and the full transcripts of the AI's answers are all up on this room's page. Next week, we will bring you the honest truth again, whatever the news is by then. Thanks so much for listening.